my current race room force feedback settings with the Fanatec DD1, for those of you that wondered what they are. These are incorrect settings. They're just what I'm using right now whilst live streaming. So, options, control settings, force feedback. I've got force feedback intensity on 100, smoothing on 2, force feedback spring 0, force feedback dampener 0, spring intensity 70, force feedback minimum force 0, understeer 55, vertical load 40, lateral force 80, steering rack 100, slip effect is on 20, curve vibrations on 20, engine vibrations on 0, and shift effect is on 10. You probably want that on 0. It depends if you like the shift effect. It can get in the way of the input though, but 10, barely feel it anyway. On the Fanatec wheel itself, bearing in mind I'm using the universal hub with the D-shaped rim, I guess it's like a 300mm rim. I am using sensitivities on 90 that you can set it to auto, or you put it on 100, and if your wheels are on 900, just, you know, line it up with the game. Force feedback is on 64 at the moment. The higher that is, the stronger it will be on your wheel, obviously. Shock vibration is on 100, but that's basically ignored by the game as far as I know. ABS, anti-lock braking system threshold, is on 65. That will only work if you've got Club Sport pedals, as far as I know. With the vibration motor on them, or a wheel rim, the Formula rim with a vibration motor on it. Force effect is on 100. Spring effect is on off. It's on off. It's on off. The dampener effect is on off. It's off. It's on off like a light switch. The natural dampener I've moved to 25. You might want it higher or lower. It depends on the car. If the car's overactive with its force feedback in race room, which it probably will be, then turn this up. But it will add dampening to the wheel. To be honest, on 25, it's kind of like as dampened as a TSPC racer out of the box. So probably start at about 20 and go up to 35, 40 max. Natural friction is on 0. It's set to off. The brake force, I'm stupid and I run it at 40, which is way too sensitive with the Fanatec CSLE load cell, but I've got it set up in game, so that kind of makes sense. You probably want that on like 60 or 70 unless you're an idiot like me. The FEI setting I've put to 90 because that filters off the high frequency electronic toothbrush kind of vibrations that you get through the wheel. You don't want them because they don't feel realistic. And that's it. That is my settings for the wheel. Yeah, there you go. That's that. And then the only other thing is for my car setup. Each car you can do in the garage car setup, steering settings. Steering lock, the higher this number is, the more sensitive the car will be, and also the stronger the force feedback will be as well, because if that value is higher, then the wheels in the game turn quicker and respond to the bumps quicker. So I have it quite high, but if you want steering less sensitive, turn that down, and then you've got a car-by-car force feedback multiplier. So if you want to just leave your wheel settings on the wheel to always be the same, then you can just leave your wheel the same and change this force feedback multiplier. This is for each car, so that's why it's in the garage setting. So there you go. Those are the settings that I'm currently using that are probably wrong for race room racing experience. The wheel's a little bit too overactive as I've got it set in. Probably this with a little bit more of that natural dampener from the Fanatec side, or maybe a little bit more smoothing in game, probably more realistic. And maybe a little bit less force feedback strength will probably also be more realistic. Depends on the car you're driving. If you're driving like a 90s DTM car or an old car, it would have stronger steering. Like Formula car, well, IndyCar, non-power steering cars would have the stronger steering. But if you're driving a modern car with power steering, it would be probably about 70% on the in-game setting here. On this force feedback setting, this will probably with the settings I've just gone over, the force feedback intensity globally on about probably 60, 70 is probably more in line with what a real car would have the force feedback set up to that's got power steering. So there you go. That is the force feedback settings for race room racing experience that I'm currently using that are probably wrong. Hope that helped. Click the subscribe button. Click the like button. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.